How's everybody doing today? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we're back with another banger. So please smash the hell out of that like button, you guys, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, wow, man. I just looked at the Ellie Setback interview he did with Terrence Crawford, man, and I'm gonna get straight to it, man. Terrence Crawford said some things in that interview. Um, that I was I was kind of taken back by because I didn't know he felt like that. I know him and as you all know, him and Errol Spence, they have a respectable relationship, and what I mean by that is they know eventually they're gonna fight each other one day if they both keep winning. That's a big if. Um, because they got both, gonna have roadblocks. I think Earl Spence's roadblocks might be a little bit tougher. But we don't know who Terrence Crawford's gonna fight yet, so we just don't know. Um, as far as that goes, I want to see Terrence Crawford in there tough, but you know, I want to see him in there with Earl Spence. But like I said, they got a respectable relationship. Terrence Crawford said in this LA Setback interview that you know um, the Earl Spence fight, might not ever happen. Because he feels like he's the A side, and pretty much, Earl Spence is pretty much what Terrence Crawford was saying is Earl Spence is pretty much becoming like this businessman and stuff like that. And he says, I don't say, you know, across the street or something like that because if a fight needs to be made, you can cross the street. Pretty much, he feels Terrence Crawford feels like the fight can get made, you know, and he's saying that Earl Spence is pretty much going the business way about it all. It's pretty much what he's doing is he's going you know the business route instead of going the route that you could say like, look, the fight can get made. There's plenty of money behind this fight. The fight can definitely get made, and people really want to see the fight. So you know, with that being said, I truly believe that once the fight does get made, um, a lot of people will stop talking about it. But I think we're far, far from the fight getting made. Both fighters are very, very excellent. Um, Obviously, you all know Sean Porter's going to be fighting Earl Spence next. Terrence Crawford said his fight has yet to be determined yet. He doesn't even know who his next opponent is. He said that over the weekend. He was at the Danny Jacobs versus Canelo fight. If you all know, Canelo beat Danny Jacobs. I had it 8-4. Um, but yeah, man. Terrence Crawford is pretty much saying that Earl Spence, Earl Spence is on that side, and you know, he's saying that the fight's pretty much he doesn't think the fight's gonna happen because of the way Earl Spence has been talking lately. And Earl Spence has definitely been talking like lately, like he's just been on this business shit. But let's be honest and let's be realistic. Does the fight versus Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, is it more valuable and is it more appealing to us hardcore fans with them two fighting each other and there still being two world champions out there for these two guys to fight, or you know Earl Spence cleaning up, quote unquote, his side, meaning he has to fight Sean Porter, which he's going to be fighting next, and then hopefully he'll fight the winner of Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. Okay, those should be Earl Spence's next two fights: Sean Porter and the winner of Pacquiao versus Thurman. Okay, and shit, we could get that in 8 months time. You know, fight Sean Porter in the summer, and then near Christmas, fight the winner of Thurman versus Pac-Man. So which I truly believe that it'll be Thurman. I think Thurman will be able to pull it off. But I'm saying that now. But once I see the training footage and how his reflexes look and stuff like that, I'll be able to better judge my decision. But just off of what I've seen so far, I know Thurman didn't look good in his last fight, but you know, I think he'll still be able to pull it out, man. Pac-Man is definitely a little older. I still definitely think he's got some stuff still left in the tank, but I think for right now, I think Thurman's gonna beat him. But as far as Crawford versus Spence, um, I'm leaning more towards Spence right now, but I truly believe that Crawford could possibly be the better technical fighter. But I think size will play a factor. Crawford is not the biggest 147 pounder. Um, but we all seen, Canelo beat Danny Jacobs, and it's not a. I'm just comparing, size versus size. Obviously, if you guys didn't know, they're saying Danny Jacobs came in at about 186 pounds for the Canelo fight. Um, Canelo was probably like 170 something, but still, it's just like at the end of the day, weight isn't always everything because you gotta understand. Mayweather beat Canelo, and Canelo had him, you know, well overweight, So Crawford, I think he manages weight well. But I really truly want to see what he can do, um, with Errol Spence, man. But I think we're at least a year from Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Um, and Terrence Crawford also said another thing. He said that, Bob Arum, Al Haymon, or Earl Spence does not control him, so he can do what he wants. And I feel him, Um, but as you all know, Earl Spence started his own promotional company called Man Down Promotions. I believe that's the name of it. Um, but yeah, man, Terrence Crawford pretty much looks dead serious when he was doing the LA Setback video. If you haven't watched it, I suggest you go watch it. But he looked dead serious, and yeah, man, he was very serious, man, and I just think that with this fight, building up, I don't even think it's reached its peak yet. I think it'll reach its peak once Earl Spence or Keith Thurman or Sean Porter, one of those guys, or shit, maybe even Danny, will be, we have one champion from the PBC side, and I think that's when the Terrence Crawford, versus, you know, the number one welterweight on the PBC side would be that's when the real, monumental buzz will start coming around because you'll have a unified champion, um, one guy with three belts, and it'll just be way way bigger than what it is now. Could you imagine Earl Spence with the WBC, the IBF, and the Super WBA title? I mean, you're talking about a unified champion with three belts. Yeah, I think he'll be calling a couple shots. If he could get those three belts, So we'll see, man. Like I said, we're at least a year away from, Earl Spence, or Sean Porter or Keith Thurman having three belts. But I think Keith Thurman's real test before he fights Terrence Crawford will be against Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman is still the dark horse in the welterweight division. A lot of people have forgot about Keith Thurman. Um, Keith Thurman is still out there and is still a threat. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please smash the hell out of that like button and subscribe, you guys. And I'll get at you guys next time. Peace out.